Dangerous spring storms striking across the south.
Man.
You'll be shocked to discover that the third prophecy of Fatima has just begun in the United States in early 2025, and everyone is terrified of what might happen in just a few days. You'll be alarmed to find out why the disasters unfolding across the country, from raging wildfires in California, historic blizzards in the Midwest, to violent protests erupting nationwide, mark the beginning of the great prophecy Our Lady of Fatima foretold. It's frightening to see how every detail of this prophecy is coming to life right before our eyes, and yet many remain unprepared for the catastrophic events ahead. Are you ready for what's coming? Let's begin. The third prophecy of Fatima has always been shrouded in great mystery and is closely tied to the Catholic Church. The time has come to reveal the secret that Our Lady kept hidden for many years. Those responsible for keeping this secret say that it wasn't the right time to tell the world. It was only in the year 2000 that Pope John Paul II chose to open the sealed envelope containing the secret of Fatima. These revelations are said to deal with themes like hell, the two world wars, the struggles Christians faced in the 20th century, and a possible new wave of communism that could soon sweep the world. However, the question remains: are Our Lady of Fatima's visions truly accurate? If you believe in God and Jesus Christ and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button right below this video. Our Lady of Fatima is how the Virgin Mary is known due to her visits to 3 children who were tending sheep in Fatima, Portugal. During these apparitions, Mary asked them to pray the Rosary daily to help end World War I, which was happening at the time. Mary appeared every month for half a year to Lucia, Jacinta, and Francisco. In 1930, the Bishop of Leiria, Fatima, recognized these visions as authentic, and that same year, the Catholic Church confirmed the truth of the apparitions. Today, Fatima is one of the most visited pilgrimage sites, attracting around 6 million visitors annually. Many come to Fatima, especially on May 13th, the date of the first apparition, and October 13th, to receive a special blessing and to pray for healing and other needs. Going back to 1917, for 6 months, the Virgin Mary appeared to the 3 children in Portugal. The most well-known is Lucia dos Santos, who, along with her cousins Jacinta and Francisco Marto, witnessed the apparitions. Lucia played an important role in revealing the secrets that Mary entrusted to her at the request of the local bishop. Imagine this: the year 2025 has just begun, and America is facing unprecedented disasters. Wildfires rage uncontrollably, turning California into an inferno and leaving thousands of families homeless. Thick black smoke fills the sky, and the air is so suffocating you can almost feel death creeping through the land. But did you know that more than 100 years ago, Our Lady of Fatima warned us about this? In the third secret, Lucia spoke of a terrifying vision: an angel holding a flaming sword poised to destroy the world, its fire extinguished only by the radiant light from Our Lady's hand. This warning wasn't merely symbolic. It may be a message about an era of suffering and trials for humanity. Are the fires consuming America today a divine reminder that humanity's sins and disobedience have brought us to the brink? As news about the apparitions in Fatima spread, many began to ask for a clear sign. During the last apparition in October 1917, Mary performed the famous Miracle of the Sun, where the sun appeared to dance in the sky, an event that was reported by several newspapers and witnessed by tens of thousands of people. However, it wasn't just the supernatural phenomena that captured the public's attention, but also the secrets that Lucia claimed to have received from Our Lady during one of the visits, which wasn't the first or the last. Sadly, Francisco and Jacinta Marto died young, victims of the Spanish flu pandemic. Lucia dos Santos, on the other hand, lived to be 97, became a Carmelite nun, and passed away in 2005. 23 years after the apparitions, the Bishop of Fatima asked Lucia to record the secrets she had been entrusted with. She quickly wrote down the first two, but hesitated to reveal the third secret. Only after being ordered by the bishop did Lucia finally write down the third secret, sealing it in an envelope that was only to be opened in 1960, a time when it was believed the content would be more easily understood. In the year 2000, Pope John Paul II granted beatification to Francisco and Jacinta, making them the youngest non-martyr children to be honored by the Catholic Church. Later, in 2017, during the centennial celebrations of the Fatima apparitions, Pope Francis canonized them. Our Lady's visits to Fatima occurred 6 times, and during these encounters, she shared 3 revelations with the children, known as the 3 Secrets of Fatima. The third secret of Fatima, unveiled in 2000, spoke not only of war, suffering, and chaos, but also hinted at a profound moral crisis that could engulf humanity. It warned of the consequences of turning away from God's teachings and the collapse of foundational values. Today, as society grapples with defining identity, morality, and truth, some see parallels with these prophecies. Could the heated discussions surrounding gender and tradition signal a larger spiritual battle for the soul of modern civilization? The Fatima message was clear. Repentance, prayer, and a return to God are essential to avoid calamity. Regardless of where one stands on political or social issues, the call to reflect on our faith and values is more relevant than ever. Are we losing sight of God's design in the midst of societal change, or could these challenges be a test of our faith and unity as believers? As debates rage on, the faithful are reminded of the Virgin Mary's plea for peace and penance. The world today mirrors many of the struggles predicted at Fatima, urging us to seek God's guidance and mercy in navigating these turbulent times. Perhaps now is the moment to look beyond the divisions and return to the light of God's truth. If this message has touched your heart or sparked deeper reflection, we warmly invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe Jesus Good News channel to join us on this journey of faith and discovery. While we don't claim certainty, the parallels we've uncovered raise profound questions about America's path and the fate of the world in these uncertain times. 23 years after the miraculous apparitions, Lucia dos Santos was given a daunting task: to record the sacred secrets Our Lady of Fatima had revealed to her and her cousins. She quickly documented the first 2, but the third weighed heavily on her heart. Why did she hesitate? What truth was so profound, so overwhelming, that it took obedience to her bishop to finally commit it to paper? This third secret, sealed until 1960, was deemed too powerful for the world to grasp at the time. Fast forward to 2000, Francisco and Jacinta Marto, Lucia's young cousins, were beatified by Pope John Paul II, and in 2017, canonized by Pope Francis during the centennial of the Fatima apparitions. Their story of faith and courage, despite their tender age, continues to inspire millions. Among the secrets entrusted to the 3 children was a vision of hell so terrifying that it forever changed their lives, cementing their mission to guide souls to Christ. What was so critical about these messages? Could the terrifying vision of hell, revealed in Fatima's third secret, symbolize the fiery wrath of a planet suffering from humanity's neglect? In recent years, America has faced unprecedented wildfires, scorching millions of acres, displacing families, and devastating wildlife. From the raging infernos in California to the destructive storms and rising sea levels across the nation, these disasters feel like echoes of a prophecy foretold. The Bible warns of natural calamities in the end times: earthquakes, floods, and fire consuming the earth? Are we witnessing not just environmental crises, but a deeper spiritual reckoning? The signs are undeniable, and the questions demand reflection. The secrets of Fatima. Despite Ratzinger's remarks, the mystery of Fatima and its secrets remains. At Fatima, in 1917, Our Lady left such a remarkable sign of her presence in the extraordinary miracle of the sun that even non-believers, including secular journalists who had come to the scene to scoff, were convinced and converted. She also left 3 secrets. The third secret does not really emerge until 1943. In that year, Sister Lucia fell ill. The Bishop of Leiria, where she was, asked her to write down the revelation she had received. A year later, Sister Lucia sent the text to the bishop, who put it in an envelope, charging that upon his death it should be handed over to the Patriarch of Lisbon, Cardinal Sarragera. He had so little interest in the secret, it is reported, that he never opened the envelope. In 1957, the envelope arrived in the Vatican via the Apostolic Nuncio to Lisbon, and it came to the desk of the Prefect of the Holy Office. It is said that Pius XII, though he had a great devotion to Our Lady of Fatima, never came to know the contents of the letter. It is known, however, that the head of the Holy Office, Cardinal Alfredo Ottaviani, carried the letter to John XXIII after his election in 1958. John had the text translated from the Portuguese, read it, and put the message back in the envelope. Ottaviani later said that John sent the letter into one of those archives which is like a bottomless well, into which documents are dropped and never seen again. But Archbishop Loris Capovilla, Pope John's private secretary, has said that John, on the contrary, kept the letter in a box on his desk until he died. Pope Paul VI was cautious about Fatima. He visited the site in 1967, the 50th anniversary of the apparitions. But he always spoke of devotion to the Madonna of Fatima, not of apparitions. In Portugal that year, Sister Lucia asked to meet with Paul in secret, but he refused. It is known that John Paul II has read and meditated on the text, and has shown the letter to Ratzinger. But neither man has ever spoken publicly about the contents except once. According to a report from more than 15 years ago, John Paul spoke about the third secret to a group in Fulda, Germany, on a visit there on November 17, 1980. His words were tape-recorded. What emerges is a picture rather more disturbing than the one painted by Ratzinger last month. In that private gathering, the Pope spoke of a troubling message, of predictions of oceans flooding entire continents, people annihilated suddenly by the millions from one instant to the next. We must be well prepared, the Pope said, for great trials in the near future, which can even require the sacrifice of our lives. And he explained why he had not made the message public. If a message announces that millions of people are going to die, one doesn't really wish to have it made public. Many want to know it only out of curiosity, but they forget that knowledge brings responsibility. John Paul then reached into his pocket and, in front of the astonished onlookers, pulled out his rosary. "Here is the medicine against this evil," he exclaimed. "Pray, pray, and don't ask any more questions. Leave everything else up to the Madonna." Still, John Paul has also expressed himself in a calmer way with regard to the third secret. In May 1991, he visited Fatima, and during a homily told his listeners, "This is not an old world that is coming to an end, but a new one that is beginning." Perhaps the Fatima secret is a catastrophic one, but in the manner of the biblical prophets, in which terrible punishments are predicted, but the prophet ends always with expressions of hope and liberation. Perhaps this is the way Wojtyla and Ratzinger are now reading the third secret, as a message containing terrors, but also a final catharsis and new hope. This article was taken from the November 1996 issue of Inside the Vatican. Why the third prophecy of Fatima is about to unfold in 2025. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men. Romans 1:18. As we approach 2025, could the third prophecy of Fatima, veiled in mystery for over a century, finally be coming to pass? The Virgin Mary's warnings, delivered in 1917, foretold a time of darkness, upheaval, and divine judgment, a time eerily resembling the world we see today. Consider the signs. Climate disasters intensify, with unprecedented hurricanes, wildfires, and droughts reshaping our planet. Financial systems teeter on the brink of collapse, from the rising instability of global markets to America's mounting economic crises. These are not isolated events, but the rumblings of a deeper, divine reckoning. Sister Lucia's words now resonate more urgently than ever. In her revelation, the Virgin warned of a catastrophic movement that would shift the earth by 23 degrees, an upheaval so violent that it would bring total darkness for 3 days. Do not look outside. Do not be curious, the Virgin urged, for this will be the wrath of the Lord. Blessed candles will be the only source of light during this time, as evil spirits roam the earth, wreaking havoc on unrepentant souls. Even now, these warnings echo in the events around us. The Virgin's prophecy speaks of toxic winds carrying disease and death, a vision eerily mirrored in the global pandemic, chemical disasters, and the growing threat of bio-warfare. Sister Lucia revealed that this purification would culminate in a great mystical cross appearing in the heavens, reminding humanity of the ultimate price Jesus Christ paid for our redemption. But there is hope. The Virgin's message is not solely one of doom, but a call to repentance and faith. Those who heed her words, share her message, and return to God will be protected. Those who believe in the message that God sends and bring the message to others should fear nothing on the great day of the Lord, Sister Lucia declared. Yet, despite the celestial wonder, humanity has continued its march toward destruction. The Virgin warned that if people did not change their ways, a great punishment would fall upon humanity not immediately, but in the latter half of the 21st century. The world, she revealed, would become a battleground for chaos, with Satan influencing the highest echelons of power, sowing hatred and inciting revenge. Men, driven by pride and greed, would create weapons capable of annihilating the world in mere moments. Half of humanity could be destroyed in an instant. The Virgin foretold natural calamities of unprecedented scale: smoke, hail, cold, fire, floods, earthquakes, and diseases without cure. These would increase in frequency and severity, tearing apart the fabric of the earth and leaving devastation in their wake. The climate would shift violently, plunging humanity into extremes of heat and cold. Amid this turmoil, people would turn away from faith, mock the saints, and desecrate sacred institutions. Violence would erupt unchecked, with neighbor turning against neighbor, and countless souls would suffer. The Virgin's message speaks of a coming time when many will envy the dead, as immense suffering and destruction sweep the globe. New life forms, she warned, would emerge to exploit the chaos, luring people with promises of a new way of living, yet their intentions are far from benevolent. Father Agostino, a priest who met with Sister Lucia after receiving permission from Pope Paul VI, once described her sorrowful state. She told him, weeping, "Father, the Virgin Mary is heartbroken because humanity has ignored her prophecy from 1917. People do not want to listen, and the good must now tread an ever narrower path, while the wicked follow a wide road leading to destruction. Believe me, Father, the chastisement is near. It will begin with great force, and countless souls will be lost. Many nations will disappear, and the world as we know it may be forever changed." Lucia urged that the Virgin's message be shared with everyone, family, friends, and strangers alike. She warned that time was running out. "We are at the last hour, the final minute before disaster strikes," she said, "and yet Despite warnings of impending doom, humanity remains unheeding. The Virgin's prophecy foretells a wild war that will bring nuclear destruction, plunging the earth into chaos. Darkness will descend for 3 days, a period of unrelenting terror. Those who survive these 72 hours will witness the dawn of a new era, but only after enduring unimaginable trials. The Virgin revealed that this tribulation would be marked by a great earthquake, shaking the earth for 8 hours on a bitterly cold night. She urged the faithful to stay indoors, bar their windows, and resist the temptation to engage with strangers during this time. New and unfamiliar people will appear, she warned. They may seem charming and friendly, but they are not of God. Reject them. To prepare for the trials ahead, Sister Lucia emphasized the Virgin's guidance. It will be a cold and windy night. Anguish will fill the air, and the earth will begin to quake violently. Those who have heeded the warning will find solace in their faith. Shut your doors and windows. Do not engage with anyone outside your home. Pray unceasingly and place your trust in the divine. This message is not one of despair, but of hope. It is a call to action, an invitation to return to the light of God's grace. Humanity still has a choice to turn back from the path of destruction, to atone for its sins, and to embrace the teachings of love and charity exemplified by Christ. For those who listen, there is the promise of redemption. But for those who ignore this urgent plea, the consequences are unimaginable. Time is fleeting, and the choice is ours to make. Will we heed the call and change our ways, or will we continue down the road to ruin? Did John Paul II consecrate Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary? As had Pius XII, John Paul II decided to consecrate not only Russia, but also the entire world to her Immaculate Heart. After he read the third part of The Secret, he decided to journey to Fatima on May 13, 1982, and there performed the act of entrustment. This act, however, did not appear to satisfy the requested consecration, and so, on 25 March 1984 in St. Peter's Square, while recalling the fiat uttered by Mary at the Annunciation, the Holy Father, in spiritual union with the bishops of the world, who had been convoked beforehand, entrusted all men and women and all peoples to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, Bertone M.F. Sister Lucia personally confirmed that this solemn and universal act of consecration corresponded to what Our Lady wished. Yes, it has been done just as Our Lady asked, on 25 March 1984, letter of 8 November 1989. Hence, any further discussion or request is without basis. Bertone, M.F. On June 13, 1929, at the convent chapel in Tui, Spain, Lucia had another mystical experience in which she saw the Trinity and the Blessed Virgin. Mary told her, "The moment has come in which God asks the Holy Father in union with all the bishops of the world to make the consecration of Russia to my Immaculate Heart, promising to save it by this means." S. Zimdars Schwartz, Encountering Mary, 197. On October 13, 1930, the Bishop of Leiria, now Leiria Fatima, proclaimed the apparitions at Fatima authentic and worthy of assent. How was the secret of Fatima written down? Between 1935 and 1941, on the orders of her superiors, Sister Lucia wrote 4 memoirs of the Fatima events. In the third of these, she recorded the first 2 parts of the secret, explaining that there was a third part she was not yet permitted by heaven to reveal. In the 4th memoir, she added a sentence to the end of the second part of the secret. In Portugal, the dogma of the faith will always be preserved. This sentence has been the basis for much speculation that the third part of the secret concerned a great apostasy. Sister Lucia also noted that in writing the secret in the 4th memoir, "With the exception of that part of the secret which I am not permitted to reveal at present, I shall say everything. I shall not knowingly omit anything, though I suppose I may forget just a few small details of minor importance." Upon the publication of the 3rd and 4th memoirs, the world became aware of the secret of Fatima and its 3 parts, including Our Lady's request that Russia be consecrated, entrusted to her Immaculate Heart by the Pope and the bishops of the world. On October 31, 1942, Pius XII consecrated not only Russia, but also the whole world to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. What was missing, though, was the involvement of the world's bishops. In 1943, the Bishop of Leiria ordered Sister Lucia to put the 3rd secret of Fatima in writing. She did not feel at liberty to do so until 1944. It was then placed in a wax-sealed envelope on which Sister Lucia wrote that it should not be opened until 1960. What happened to the 3rd secret afterward? The secret remained with the Bishop of Leiria until 1957, when it was requested, along with photocopies of Sister Lucia's other writings, by the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith. According to Cardinal Tarcisio Bertone, the secret was read by both Pope John XXIII and Pope Paul VI. See The Message of Fatima, MF. Introduction. John Paul II, for his part, asked for the envelope containing the 3rd part of the secret following the assassination attempt on the 13th of May, 1981, EBD. He read it sometime between July 18th and August 11th. It is significant that John Paul II did not read the secret until after the assassination attempt was made on his life. He notes in Crossing the Threshold of Hope, 1994. And thus we come to May 13th, 1981, when I was wounded by gunshots fired in St. Peter's Square. At first, I did not pay attention to the fact that the assassination attempt had occurred on the exact anniversary of the day Mary appeared to the 3 children at Fatima in Portugal and spoke to them the words that now, at the end of this century, seemed to be close to their fulfillment. After reading the secret, the Holy Father realized the connection between the assassination attempt and Fatima. He has since consistently attributed his survival of the gunshot wound to the intercession of Our Lady of Fatima. It was a mother's hand that guided the bullet's path, he said, and in his throes the Pope halted at the threshold of death. Meditation from the Policlinico Gemelli to the Italian bishops, May 13, 1994. Thank you for watching and journeying with us today. If this video touched your heart, please like and subscribe to our channel to continue exploring these stories of faith together. Your support allows us to reach more souls with God's message of love and hope. We would love to hear from you. Share your thoughts and prayers in the comments below. Together, let us spread this light by sharing the video with others, bringing them closer to God's promises. May God bless you and your loved ones abundantly. Let us keep walking in faith, united in His love.